Hey guys, time for Lifestyle here. Today's video, we're going to talk about some of the many companies that are willing to pay you hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars as long as you agree to participate in their clinical trial for a certain amount of time, from simply keeping a food journal to maybe trying out a new medicine. These trials greatly vary, but let it be known that there are thousands of these available today. In this video, I want to show you the highest paid clinical trial sites and how you can find these clinical trials. Before you start, however, remember it's so important to read what you're getting yourself into before committing. While thousands of dollars could be worth it, you have to remember that many of these trials ask that you test medicines or procedures that have yet to be released to the public. You will always know what you're getting yourself into before committing, but always read closely and even get your doctor involved. This is just to show you resources. Again, I'm just going to show you how you can find highest paid clinical trials in your area. As always, everything I mentioned is 100% legitimate. Links will be in the description if you're interested. So let's begin. First one on the list is Equirin Health. They do all the dirty work for you. They find you the highest paid clinical trials based on your demographics. And right on the front page here, you can see if you qualify. And when you click on this qualifier, they're going to want a little information about you. So it's going to be a screener similar to that of surveys or anything in that regard. So as you can see here, payments can pay up to $1,000. No cost to you, no cost medication. Again, you're going to have to click through a lot of questions. They even have a toll-free number if you're stuck or you have questions. And when I was doing this video and I wrote a guide on lushDollar.com, I found that they had a variety of studies that were enrolling. So if you have any of these conditions that are listed here, you have a good chance that there may be a study available that could maybe even help you if you're at a lost cause with your doctor. And if you do know of a specific one, such as heart health, you have heart issues, you can just click on this link and you can learn more about what's available. They'll ask you a few questions. Again, if you qualify, they'll put you into the system. And depending on the study, it appears that, again, most will pay about $1,000 and some could pay much more. Once you sign up, then you'll receive alerts in the future, and it's up to you if you want to accept. Again, everything will be in the description if you're interested in any of these. CenterWatch, this is a clinical trial information website, but they do have a patient resource where you can search for clinical trials. This is one of the leading source of clinical trial information for both research professionals as well as patients like you. So to use the website, you'll go to this, click the search clinical trials here, and it's going to bring you up with a listing. And right now you can see there's over 58,000 trials. And the great thing about clinical trials is you don't need to have a condition such as cancer or COVID or so forth or whatever it may be. You can be a healthy volunteer, and you can see that there's 1,000 available right now. So let's just go with being a healthy volunteer. We'll click on that listing here, and then you can scroll through. You can see that there's featured when they added it, the location, and then if you want to, you can filter out your results. So if, for instance, if we were to say be located in the city I live in near Gilbert here, and I'm willing to drive up to 50 miles, I can click on the search and see if there's anything within 50 miles of my location. And when you know there's 40 trials I can browse through, you'll just scroll through here, and if any of them catch your eye, so for example, if you see a live discharge from hospice care, we're just going to click on it. You'll get a summary of what it's about, a description, and so forth. And then towards the end, you'll get information on how to participate. Basically, you're going to fill your information, and then the contact will give you all the details that you need to know. In this case, it would be for St. Louis University through Kara Wallace here, and that's how they would all work. Again, make sure you read through all the descriptions and summaries. They give you every piece of information you need to know, as well as pay close attention to the eligibility. That's going to say who you need to be. So as long as you meet those eligibility requirements, then you have a good chance of getting approved and getting paid. This is one I researched. It's called Covants, but now they're owned by LabCorp, and this is another clinical trial study website by a very reputable company. I'm sure you've heard of LabCorp. They process specimens, blood work, and so forth. They work with a lot of medical providers. And if you want to find a study, again, it's very simple. Let's go to that Browse Studies tab and then fill out all of the information here, such as your gender, the dates you're willing to go, locations, and so forth. And you can scroll and you can see the compensation here anywhere. You got 1,000, 6,000, again 6,000, 3,100. So if this one were to catch your eye and you lived in Florida, it says healthy non-smoking men. I can just highlight it, and you can see right away they need someone 18 to 50 male. Your body mass index is 18 to 30, and that says the trial involves one stay of 9 nights and one follow-up visit. You can be compensated up to $3,150. Check-in date November 14th. And then the 23rd. So if you're comfortable staying somewhere for 9 nights and getting paid $3,000, then hey, you click on that, and that will give you the information of what you need to fill out, contact, and they can get a hold of you for a screening appointment if you are eligible. Again, just make sure that you read through what's expected of you, and if you ever question it, ask the providers, as well as always talk with a doctor before you go to these studies, because in this case you can see test the safety of a study drug at different dose levels. Again, this is something you're being paid high for a reason, so be sure to talk with a medical professional so that you know what's expected from both you and your health, because obviously I'm not a medical professional, I'm just providing the resources. I just want to show you the resources out there that can find you those clinical trials that can make you thousands of dollars. And the last one on my list is clinicaltrials.gov. I've mentioned this a few times on Lush$, and it's maintained by the National Library of Medicine and the National Institutes of Health. You can search more than 300,000 clinical trials in more than 209 countries. By far, this is one of the best options, especially if you live outside the United States. And they seem to have most of the studies available. So this one, you would just say your condition that you would have, as well as other terms, if there's something specific, maybe a drug you're taking or something that you want to look into your country. You can also go to an advanced search, and if I just click on the search button, I'm just going to show you what a listing looks like here, and you can see there's over almost 400,000 studies as I'm doing this video. And if you were interested in any of these, again, just look for the recruiting, read the study title, and if it sounds like something that's of interest, just click on it, and it's going to take you again to the description of the clinical trial as well as information about it. It can look pretty cluttered, but I promise if you read it, it's not too hard to understand. And then you'll just scroll down. If you're interested, on the very bottom usually, there will be contact information right there. Those are the people you email, and they'll give you more information as to what you can be compensated. This one, you're not going to see much about compensation, so you're going to have to contact if you're interested in anyone, as well as to learn more about the risk is involved and as well as what's expected of you. It's a government website, so it's as reputable as you get. But of course, all the other ones I mentioned are very reputable as well. Okay, one last thing, I just want to talk about some frequently asked questions. And basically, you might be wondering what a clinical study is. And this helps determine if the medication or treatment under development is safe, it's effective, and basically you're just a human guinea pig testing all these products for the market. The doctors, researchers want to test subjects such as you to see for a variety of reasons if it's safe to go to the market. That's why they're willing to pay you top dollar. And do you always get paid? It's not always the case. Most studies do pay, but it does vary from study to study what you'll find. Again, read those descriptions, and sometimes it tells you, but not, and you get to contact the researcher and they'll let you know. And then will you qualify? There's hundreds of thousands of clinical trials. There will be a few you qualify for no matter how healthy you are. And you can see from those descriptions, many do let you filter your results. So make sure you filter it so that you know that you are qualified for it. So make sure you meet every check mark on that study there. And lastly, two more things. What can you expect? They're all different. Just check your health in the beginning, as well as the specific instructions, just to know what it could be. It could be simply from monitoring x-rays to blood work to overnight stays and so forth. And is it safe? All legitimate clinical studies need to follow the rules set forth by FDA and additional health authorities. So each study must also be approved by an institutional review board or ethics committee, which are groups that help protect the rights of people in the study. So always ask about the credibility about these studies before you go through. Any reputable provider will let you know more information. Any company that's hesitant to give you answers, then that's when you have the question you probably want to steer clear. As long as you're going to those websites I mentioned, you should be okay. Okay, and that's going to do it for now. Follow those links in the description. Follow the Lush$ link as well. I added a couple more clinical trial websites if you're interested in. There's hundreds of thousands of them. Even if you're healthy, you can find something. That's going to do it for now. As always, go to lush$.com. I have hundreds of ways to make money, save money, be smart with your money. I'm just always honest. I'm always going to be that way. I'm not going to promote any gimmicky programs. Just like to be honest and offer advice that you can't find elsewhere. Like, comment, subscribe. It always helps me out. I'll see you guys next time.